Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine, 'cause I'm not holding it in anymore. I'm gonna shout it out loud. I understand now what I'm here for and what this life is about. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand. Lending a hand, so swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine.
Good morning. Welcome to you on this gray day. But today and every day, we swing wide the doors to the presence of God, knowing that Spirit is in this place and in all places and all people. And just as the sun awakens us to a new day, the Spirit of God within awakens us to divine glory. And this glory within and all around us is everywhere we look and in every situation we encounter. With our hearts centered in Spirit, we can quiet our thoughts and meditate on the wonder of all of God's creation and our oneness with it. So I invite you now to take a deep breath. Become comfortable and gently release any cares of the day, because your sole purpose at this moment is to experience the divine, and you begin to do so now as you relax into this sacred time and space at Unity Spiritual Center. Seeing through eyes of oneness, acknowledging our oneness, we at Unity Spiritual Center celebrate and honor people of every culture, of every creed, of every religion, of every race, of every age, and every lifestyle, knowing that there are many paths to God, many faces of God, many names for God, but only one God. And that God is expressing through all people in unique, special, and individual ways. As you look at the flame of the candle, which we light every Sunday, remember that you too have a divine flame within, that you are a spark of God, that you are an individualized expression of God. We honor the one presence and power of God with Unity's foundation statement, which you'll find on the screen behind me. And I invite you to join me in saying it aloud together. There is only one presence and one power, active as the universe and as my life. God the good, omnipotent. We give thanks for our spiritual community and for the beauty of our spiritual center. We give thanks that Unity Spiritual Center is a welcoming, warm, and inclusive community dedicated to studying and putting into practice empowering principles and tools for happiness, health, prosperity, and successful living. We give thanks that with our spiritual teachings, we can create extraordinary lives and a peaceful planet through our relationship with the loving God presence within each of us and through our relationships with one another. Our vision and the opportunity for each one of us here is that you discover the power within you to create the life of your dreams, that you have peace of mind and deep happiness, that you enjoy joyous and loving relationships with yourself, with spirit, and with others, that you spend your days doing what you love and feel called to do, and most of all, that you know that your life matters, that you make a difference, and that the world is a better place because you're here. If you're visiting us for the first time, and I believe we do have someone who's here for the first time, we do have 2 gifts for you that we like to hand out. And Valerie, Janet, this is a friend that you're bringing for the first time. Your husband, wonderful. Well, welcome to you. And so we're going to give you our gifts. It's a shell lei, and it has a tag on it that says, just as God has a design for every shell in the sea, God also has a design for your life. And there's a packet of information about Unity in general and Unity Spiritual Center in particular. And I am so happy you're here. I pray that you'll feel nourished by your time here today. And if you or if anyone here ever has questions about Unity Spiritual Center, please know that I am always delighted to schedule appointments to talk about those things. And you can find my contact information in the back of our newsletter and on pretty much any piece of printed material that we put out. I do hope, too, that you and all of you will join us following the service for our hospitality hour, where we have another opportunity to share and get to know each other better. So at this time, as we move into the meditative portion of our service, if you haven't already, I'll ask that you turn off your cell phone or any other electronic device. And I am now going to turn it over to our music maestro, Michael Hatfield.
On today's menu, this is a tune written by Sandra Silver, who is a congregant here and has been here off and on over the years. And she once confided in me. She goes, you know, I write little songs in my head. And I said, well, you should share them. She goes, well, I don't know. I just don't know. And I said, well, here's my home phone, which has a recorder on it. So call at some point that you think that I'm not home and sing it on my machine. And she did. And she sang it perfectly in tune. And the lyrics are lovely. And it's her song. And I'll play the melody. The melody is very strong, so you won't lose that. And then I arranged it to have some stuff. So you're going to hear Sandra Silver and her lyrics, her melody, and my stuff. And it sounds like this. I think we can do that, don't you think? Like this. I'm at peace with myself. I'm at peace with yesterday. Letting go, I release all the cares in my way. Celebrate with myself. I am new. I am free, I am truth. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Letting go, I rejoice, making way for harmony. There's a song in my voice, in my life. I am free to celebrate with myself. I am now, I am love, I am truth. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Speaking word, and I know I am free, I'm at peace, letting go, reassured that my cares are released. Spirit dwells in my life, all is well, here and now. I am truth, yes I am, yes I am. Oh, isn't that a lovely little tune? Sung on my answer machine. Let's do it again. Here, roll it back there, Luca. We'll go to the top and sing the whole thing again. Here we go. I'm at peace with myself. I'm at peace with yesterday. Letting go, I release all the cares in my way. Celebrate with myself. I am new. I am free. I am truth. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Letting go, I rejoice, making way for harmony. There's a song in my voice, in my life. I am free to celebrate with myself. I am now, I am love, I am truth. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Speaking word, and I know I am free. I'm at peace, letting go, rest assured that my cares are released. Spirit dwells in my life, all is well, here and now. I am truth, yes I am, yes I am. Thank you.
So now, as we continue to get comfortable in our seats, relaxing even more deeply into this time of worship, prayer, and meditation, let us open our hearts to receive the message of today's daily word, which will be read by Tony Ortiz.
Good morning. Today's word is comfort. I move through life in comfort and peace. Jesus assures his followers in the Sermon on the Mount, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted." I gratefully accept that comfort for myself today. Whatever I may mourn, people, habits, beliefs, I am comforted knowing that my sense of grief is simply a reaction to change, and change is an essential part of my spiritual journey. Moving through change can be challenging and even painful, but comfort is always available if I stay centered on myself as the Christ expression, I am. Jesus did not pity those who mourn, rather he declared that they are blessed. As I acknowledge and move through any sense of loss, I find courage for everyday living. The scripture is, "Sing for joy, O heavens, and exult, O earth, for the Lord has comforted his people and will have compassion on his suffering ones." Isaiah 49:13. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Unity Spiritual Center is a center of prayer and healing. We have a prayer box that we place in the back of our sanctuary that you are always invited to place a prayer request in. The prayer request forms are printed on green paper, and at any time, please feel free to place the prayer, desire of your heart within that prayer box. And at this moment, let's just hold those requests that are in the prayer box in our hearts. Let us hold the prayers that have been written and those that are unwritten in our hearts for just a moment. let us know that for every person who is represented in that prayer chest, divine love is enfolding them and divine order is taking place. The prayer requests that are placed in the box are prayed on by me and our USC prayer team for 30 days, and then we forward them to Silent Unity, excuse me, at Unity's World Headquarters, where they're prayed on for an additional 30 days. And again, our prayer request forms are printed on green paper, and they're available in the back of the sanctuary, where you are always invited to fill one out. But at this time, we want to make our prayers audible. This is the time to speak your prayer needs aloud to your spiritual family here, so that we can stand with you and support you. So after we sing the introduction to this song, which is a call and response, you're invited to speak your prayer aloud, and we will answer each prayer request by singing, "Your Prayer is Our Prayer Too."
We are connected by the heart. Where do you end? Where do I start? Whatever you feel, I feel too. You're a part of me, I'm a part of you. Your prayer is my prayer too. 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 my prayer too.
And we also have made time in our service to express our gratitudes, those blessings in our lives, those things we're thankful for. So in this week of Thanksgiving, you're invited now to share with your community anything that makes your heart happy, that you feel blessed by.
I'll start. I'm thankful for my mom. Last week after the service, I flew to Scottsdale and spent a couple days with my mom. And if anybody wants to play Words with Friends with a 95-year-old that does not use a dictionary and does not need to, I'll tell you her name so you can play Words with Friends. She's got 2 iPads going at once. So that's what I'm thankful for. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
We give thanks for the opportunity to bless and to be blessed in spirit. We give thanks for the feelings of connection, of peace, warmth, and gratitude that fill our hearts and our minds right now. We give thanks for the privilege of praying for others in our community, in our nation, and around the world. And we affirm that always and in all ways, even when we can't see it, even when we don't understand it, divine love and divine order is everywhere present. At Unity Spiritual Center, your prayer is our prayer too. Amen.
I search for truth, I search for clarity. I will uncover my life's road. Where there is doubt, where there is mystery, I know that God is in control. I open up my hidden secrecy, reveal my one and only goal. Let God's love enter ever peacefully, make my mind and body whole. In the stillness, in the quiet, all is holy, all is love. as the light shines through the window to my soul. God has a plan that lies in store for me. I'm sure I'll find which way to go. I could be changing someone's destiny that I might never really know. God gives me peace and security. God gives me everything I need. And if I wonder, if I lose my way, I'll soon be following God's lead. In the stillness, in the quiet, all is holy, all is love, as the light shines through the window to my soul. In the stillness, in the quiet, all is holy, all is love, as the light shines through the window to my soul.
That was so nice. I just wanted to keep drifting off. But you'll have your chance because it's Meditation Sunday today. give you the opportunity now to take this a little bit deeper, to think of it not just as a theory or even a metaphor, but to go inside yourself, to have the opportunity in our meditation to just touch in with yourself and see what might be needing to be released, to see what you might need to prune in order to let new life shine. So, since this is our meditation Sunday, we are going to have Valerie dim the lights. I'm going to switch to the podium. And Michael, I'm going to need you back here. Oh. All right. So in this beautiful, safe sanctuary, I invite you now to find a position that's comfortable. For some of you, that may be leaning against your seat back and feeling the hardness of that chair back holding you as the divine always holds you. And just take a moment to take a few slow, deep breaths. This is your time for yourself to be with the God of your understanding. And if you haven't already, I invite you to close your eyes. And I invite you now to visualize a scene from one of your favorite places in nature during the fall. This might be our lovely Japanese tea garden in Golden Gate Park. It might be somewhere up north. But just imagine a fall scene from one of your favorite places in nature. And notice the colors of red, orange, brown, darker green, and yellow, those wonderful autumnal colors surrounding you. Imagine that it's one of those incredibly beautiful fall days, that it's crisp, it's cool, but that autumn sun is still out. And you can hear crunching sounds of the leaves, the fallen leaves and the twigs as you walk through the brush. So in your mind's eye, find the perfect place to sit against a tree and look out at that gorgeous vista before you, basking in the late fall afternoon sunset as a harvest moon rises overhead. This is your time in this safe and cherished place to dream of the budding of a new you after the winter ice thaws. This is your time to begin musing about the person you would like to be, that you would like to show up as. The activities that you want to be involved in. The things that you want to take a stand for. The people you want to be around. The people you want to serve. The environment that you thrive in the most. The lifestyle that you want to have when this time of shedding and hibernation is over. Just let your imagination Run wild. Anything's possible. And allow yourself to see what you would love to see, to hear what you would love to hear, to feel what you would feel if those dreams came true. And knowing that you can return to that beautiful place, that beautiful vision. Let's now notice an area of our lives where there is some heaviness, a burden, or an unnecessary load. Maybe it's physical belongings, an accumulation of furniture or clothing, old knickknacks, stacks of papers. Or maybe your baggage is within the area of your intimate relationship or another close relationship. Or maybe it's in your career. Maybe it's in the arena of health, bad habits that don't support you, fitness, or your family. Just let yourself see where there's an over-accumulation of physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual burdens. Where do you feel weighted down and heavy? And what is it that you long to release? And now that you've taken the time to do that, reconnect again with your dream of what you would love your life to look like, to feel like, to sound like, once you are free of the burdensome weight or weights that you have been carrying. What would you be doing in your dream that is different from how you are living now? How would your relationships begin to thrive? How would your energy levels be? And your mental clarity? What would that feel like to know that you are being propelled toward your goals, your highest goals? And in your mind's eye, take this time to create an internal representation. This could be a visual image, a feeling, a sound, or any other symbol, something to anchor you in this vision of the new you, how your life and your surroundings could be different once you make the choice to let go and release and surrender everything that has been holding you back. So as you bask again and your picture of how things could be as you feel again in your body that sense of what it could be like. Ask yourself now what qualities you would need to embrace to be the type of person who could powerfully catapult yourself from beneath the weight of what you now carry to that vision of the you that awaits. Do you need to have more compassion toward yourself or others? Do you need to listen more attentively without the need to fix things or justify your position? Do you need to cultivate more strength so you can set and maintain boundaries? Do you need to be more honest and find a loving yet direct way to speak your truth? What characteristics would be most beneficial to acquire so that you can begin to take your next steps? And envisioning those traits or characteristics that are empowering you to create change. Ask yourself, what action steps do I need to take to feel inspired and motivated to charge powerfully forward? Are there any emotions, beliefs, or behaviors that I haven't looked at yet that I need to let go of? Ask Spirit for guidance. And take a moment now to hear what practice you need to cultivate or what action you need to take to prune your inner or your outer world to clear a path for the next phase of your journey. And knowing that you can return to that beautiful place in your mind's eye at any time you choose. That you can return to your inner sanctuary at any time you choose. Begin now to return to our outer sanctuary. Perhaps moving your fingers, your feet. Taking another slow, deep breath. And when you're ready, opening your eyes. And if you receive something in your meditation that you would like to remember, a symbol or guidance, and you need something to write down that symbol or guidance on, just raise your hand and Valerie will bring you a pen or a piece of paper. Anyone need paper or pen? Anything you want to hold on to? So Joni and Kathy. So let us remember that we can trust God to hold us as we release the things that hold us back. There are wonderful words in the Tao that say, when I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. When I let go of what I have, I receive what I need. And so it is. Thank you, God. Did people get something out of that? Good. Good. Well, as you can see, Unity offers positive, practical, progressive spiritual teachings and tools that honor the universal truth in all religions and respects each individual's right to choose a spiritual path. And here at Unity Spiritual Center, we have an inspiring vision, an exciting mission, and compelling values by which we strive to live. So I invite you in joining me in saying them aloud together. They're on the screen behind me, or they soon will be. Our vision is. So Luca, we need our vision.
Did we go too far? No. We may have passed it.
Did we?
Yes, I think we might have, because that was lyrics. Well, actually, if the lyrics were reversed, then we still need to go further, Luca. Keep going.
In the meantime, sing nice depictions of nature.
We're getting close. We're getting close.
That we could return to in our future meditations.
Keep going. Yeah, we're almost gone. Keep going. Oh, we're in a loop. That's what's going on. We're in a loop.
All right.
That's
so we don't have them?
I'll need to check on that.
That's okay. That's all right. I'll just go ahead and say them for you. Our vision is centered in God. We co-create a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. And our mission is we are a creative, joy-filled spiritual community dedicated to healing, inspiring, and transforming the lives of all people through prayer, education, and love. And our values are, we are spirit-led, generous with resources, inclusive, joyously creative, and guided by integrity. And as you know, if you've been in this room earlier in the month, we have started a new part in our service where we are inviting people up to speak about their experience of Unity in general and Unity Spiritual Center in particular. Our board members decided to kick us off with those testimonials, and so I'm delighted to welcome up our board vice president, Candy Corbett, to tell you a little bit about her journey here. Please welcome Candy.
Good afternoon, everyone. My journey at Unity has always been very positive. I was brought here as a child, and so I grew up in Unity and have nothing but good things. So I look at the prosperity that we have, and the strong belief is our intention is what we put out there is what comes back to us. I know our other board members have mentioned the same thing, and it's absolutely true. You give, and it comes back, and you give, and it comes back. And so it's interesting because here lately, some of the charities that I have donated to in the past are sending me lots of mailings. I'm like, wow, I don't think I've ever seen this many of them come all in a very condensed time frame. But what it is there's a new, or at least it's new to me, but it's called Giving Tuesday. And so Giving Tuesday is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving for you to donate to charities and organizations that you believe in. And you may have given to them in the past, or they may be a new organization that you're looking at to give a few dollars to, or whatever you can. But I've looked through some of my readings, some of the books that I've read that have strong meaning with me, in Dr. Wayne Dyer's one that I have several of his books, and he talks about the flow of abundance. And he says, are you receptive to opening the flow of abundance? Is it coming to you? And do you want more for others than you want for yourself? And I'm thinking, good thoughts to have around Thanksgiving, around the holidays, and year-round for that matter. And then we live in a world of sufficiency. There is enough. Scarcity is a myth. Creative sources react to your beliefs. And then I'm going to read a short story from the book that we did recently called The Soul of Money. We had this in our book club. It was an amazing book. It's probably one of the best books that we have had within the book club, and we've had some really strong books. But this was a story that just really stood out to me, and it's short and simple. So in the rainforest with the Achur, I saw a people who were naturally prosperous. They hadn't won some competitive economic game to be prosperous. They were not prosperous at anyone's expense. They hadn't beaten at anyone at anything. They were prosperous in a way. They were with themselves, one another, living consistent with the true laws, the unchanging laws of the natural world, which ultimately govern all of us. Could see this was a culture with no money. It was something they encountered primarily when they ventured out of the forest. It was for them an odd adjunct thing that was not part of their everyday life or even in their consciousness. With no money, no ownership, and no accumulation of goods, and none of the conveniences of our Western lifestyle. Still, there was no suggestion of scarcity, no lack, no fear that there wouldn't be enough of what they needed. There was no chase for more, no resignation or belief that they were living lives of less than. They lived and still do in the experience and expression of enough, or what I call sufficiency. Instead of seeking more, they treasure and steward thoughtfully what is already there. In fact, their efforts today are devoted to protecting what is there, the rainforest, as a resource for all of us. And for the Achur, wealth means being present to the fulfillment and richness of the moment and sharing that with one another. So that was one of the most memorable stories that we had in the book. And, you know, as we go forward and we build out the foundation for the future for unity, it just, you know, look to everybody and remember, what you put out will come back to you. So thank you very much. Happy holidays.
Thank you, Candy, and thank you for all that you do for our community. If you've ever enjoyed a hospitality spread, then you've probably enjoyed some of Candy's handiwork. She also serves on the board as our vice president. And most of you don't know that Candy and I do fairly regular marketing calls with each other where she is able to offer her marketing expertise to some of our initiatives. And so we are so grateful for all that you give to us, Candy. Thank you so much. So in feeling inspired by our vision, our mission, our values, our teachings, and feeling enriched by what we've experienced here today in community and what we're about to experience in the next room over hospitality, let's take time now to be a channel for enrichment through our generous tithes and love offerings. Practicing the principle of tithing ourselves as a spiritual community, we will be tithing 10% of the offering collected today to Unity FM and to the West Central region of Unity churches. So let's take a moment now to bless our offering, placing it in our hands or next to our hearts. And Luke, if you can flip through a couple more slides, we should get to our offertory prayer. There we go. Please say it with me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
And now we should have some fun, Luca, trying to find my lyrics that I did out of order. So, now we need to go all the way back to the beginning tune. So you guys were looking at the lyrics for the second tune while I sang the first one. So it was one of my finer moments. There, that's exactly what we need right there. It all stops here. It all starts here. It only takes a moment to admit it. There is no excuse. It's not so difficult. You'll understand. You'll get it. Heal your heart, wrap your wound, calm your anger and soothe it. Where love is, it shall remain. No one stolen and no one removed it. Take the moment and soak it in. You may not see that time again. Laugh out loud and share a smile. Spread some joy that lasts a while. Heal your hurt, wrap your wound, calm your anger and soothe it. Where love is, it shall remain. No one stole it and no one removed it. For somewhere behind your heart, in the air you breathe, Spirit lives on, waiting to be released. What you resist is destined to persist. Spirit lives on, waiting to be released. Love yourself and keep it strong. The world will need something to lean on. When you speak, it must be the truth. You can trust that it will serve you. For heal your hurt, wrap your wound, calm your anger and soothe it. Where love is, it shall remain. No one stole it and no one removed it. For somewhere behind your heart, in the air you breathe, Spirit lives on, waiting to be released. What you resist is destined to persist. Spirit lives on, waiting to be released. This is not impossible. It happens every day. Let go and let God, then get out of the way. Heal your hurt, wrap your wound, calm your anger and soothe it. Where love is, it shall remain. No one stole it and no one removed it. For somewhere behind your heart, in the air you breathe, Spirit lives on, waiting to be released. What you resist is destined to persist. Spirit lives on, waiting to be released. Spirit lives on, waiting to be released. Spirit lives on, waiting to be released. It all stops here. It all starts here. It only takes a moment to admit it.
So please join with me in blessing our offering, blessing our many treasures here at Unity Spiritual Center, including our music director, Michael Hatfield. Thank you for that beautiful song. All right. We give thanks for the many blessings that are in our church this very moment. We open ourselves to the infinite possibilities that are ours to choose. We are filled with a mighty faith that empowers and frees us to live our divine purpose and serve our community with excellence. And so it is. through the front door, and then I know Candy and Rosa have prepared something really lovely for you in the next room. So let's give thanks for all of those who are providing service for us today. And I have a few announcements to make, so I turn on the mic again so you can hear me make them. We are starting our silent auction of the beautiful birdhouses that people in our community have made. This is our second annual community art event, and each year I'm planning to provide a birdhouse that's going to be in a different shape, free of charge, to people who want to spend time with it creatively and answer a reflection question. And the question this year was, how do I shine my light in the world? So you can see we're starting to get them back. Everyone who's turned in one, we now have a bidding sheet, a silent auction bidding sheet for you to make your bid on. This is a fundraiser, and it's also to support people in letting their light shine quite literally and visually through participation in this community art project. So please do support them and us. We also are having a membership class today. So I see 3 of our new members to be 4 actually in the sanctuary today. If you just have been moved by the Spirit this morning to join us, you can still do that. There is a yellow application form that's in the front foyer. It's, as I said, it's a brief out application. Come join us in the healing and meditation room starting about 12:45, and you can become a member as well. We are doing 3 things for our holiday outreach. As you may have noticed, we've got food barrels both in the front foyer and also in the Fillmore room. Please bring cans and non-perishable items to donate to the San Francisco Marin Food Bank. It's just a really lovely way to give back to people who don't have as much as we do. So we're going to be keeping those barrels out through most of the month of December, and I really hope that you'll add to them. Carol Bailey also is doing her wonderful and annual holiday cards for the vets. Carol, do you want to say anything about that? It's such a lovely thing that you spearhead for us. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Carol, for doing that. We're also going to be doing something new next Sunday, which is December 3rd, following the Serendipity Choir, who are coming next week. If you've seen them before and enjoyed them, you'll want to come next Sunday for sure. And what I want us to start doing is periodically creating care packages to give out to different constituencies who may need them. This could be something in response to a local event, such as the fires that we saw recently in Sonoma and other places up north. It could be just to ongoing needs of homeless communities. We're going to play around with who we can donate these to, but we're going to start next Sunday at 1 o'clock by assembling care packages. So if you have things to donate toward those, and I'm talking about travel-size shampoos, travel-size soaps, wool socks, anything that would be of need and nice to include in a care package, please do bring those and plan to be in a circle in community to create those care packages next Sunday. Last but not least is our Foundations for the Future fund drive, which we have been, I guess we've been going for about 3 weeks now, 3 or 4 weeks. We're going to keep this fund drive going through the end of the year, December 31st. And as I think most of you know, this was funded by 2 very generous and sometimes modest contributors whose names I like to say, but who don't always want to hear their names spoken so often. But two very generous donors have come forward with $10,000 each to replace the roof. If our roof isn't replaced, I mean, we obviously don't want to paint a picture that we don't want to see happen, but let's just say that it's in need of repair. It's been there for a long time, and when we see rain like we saw even today, we're even more aware of how necessary the replacement is. So we've got people in our congregation who by themselves are stepping up to donate $20,000 on their own. We are asking the congregation to be as generous and to be able to make up the balance of another $10,000, which will go toward the rest of the roof replacement and replacing our gutters. And I don't know if you walked through the front door today and you saw some of our sheets of water that were coming down, but we do need to replace the gutters as well. So this is necessary things that we need to do. We're close. We now have broken the $2,000 mark, so we have a little less than $7,000 still to raise. No amount is too small. We've had somebody come forward and donate $1 to our fund drive, and I know that was, a real movement of the heart. Something that didn't come as easily to that person as it might to others of us. So no amount is too small. Many thanks to those of you who've already donated. We're starting something new this year. We've put the names of our donors on paper bricks that we're lining the Fillmore Room French doors with. So if you have already given, you should see your name on a brick, which is kind of fun. Our two special donors got golden bricks. But for $10,000, you too can have a golden brick displayed in the Fillmore Room. But this is just a way where we all can come together to support, literally, the foundation of this place that we love so much. So I hope that by the end of the year, everybody will have a brick with their name on it. So we will now bring in another wonderful treasure of our community, and that is our kids.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Love you. We bless you. We appreciate you, and we behold the presence of God in you, empowering you to do great things. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Wherever I